Hey, very good morning, and first of all, happy Independence Day to the people in US. And today is Sunday, Sunday morning here in India, and I just want to share some analysis for ES. And this is a TradingView chart which consists of both the regular and the extended trading hours. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm taking all the data points, to analyze what's the overall context. And what's happening in the ES. Okay, so in terms of context, I just want to share that I have been creating my own setups and creating my own conviction and my own thought process. And the things which you see right on the trading view chart is like the not sort of indicators which helps me understand the context. These are all contextual and indicators because I really had a hard time to basically understand what is happening. Okay, but in order to begin with, first of all is from the last entire week, right? So we had a holiday in US, and overall we are just balancing, created a upper balance, and then now we are creating a lower balance. Okay, so with good screen time you will be able to spot the balances, but still there are areas where I still used to miss out. So what I've done is I have just worked on creating to understand the auction and identifying the areas of inventory where the buyers and sellers transacted, and this is using the volume and how it helps to identify who is trapped. Okay, so first of all is if we see this particular zone, so this is where both supply also came in, and then buyers were the one who came in, and then for me these are the levels which I use, and what happened is the price started moving higher. Okay, so just to simplify things, what I'm seeing is this is the zone where the inventory is of sellers. This is the zone of inventory of buyers. This is where both buyers and sellers came in, but nothing happened, and we just had a sideways development. And currently, what I'm seeing is the buyers are the one who are winning. They are the ones who are absorbing the overall auction. Okay, but if I just extend this, levels, it basically acts as good level of support and resistance, and areas where I can expect some responsive buying or responsive selling. Okay, so basically this helps me to identify the trapped buyers and sellers. Where's their inventory, how they are positioned, and I observe those reactions. This if I see this is where the supply won. So for me this is the level where auction will retrace, and we might see some sort of responsive selling coming in. Okay, with that also I have combined it with some market orders. So basically this helps me identify which types of market orders are coming in. So let me just hide this. So the more number of red seen is telling me that more of sell market orders have came into the auction. The more number of greens tells me that more aggressive is from the buyers. So buy market orders have came into the auction. So this also gives me, and I use this to identify as a momentum reversal. This is where, because when a lot of aggressive supply comes in, these are potential reversal areas, and combining it with the inventory levels, it helps me to identify the areas where supply and demand are having a good fight, and this is where I stay away from the current market. Okay, uh, but uh, yeah, so currently I am seeing that we have trapped sellers. So anything below 44.32 is the area where I can expect some responsive buying. So tomorrow I'll be, when the US market opens, I'll be looking at that. But this is a MY bubble indicator. It helps me to identify the market orders who are coming in, and this also acts as potential reversal zones and also areas where I can expect responsive buying, and these are the areas where I can expect responsive selling. Yeah, so this is the another indicator which I'm using to understand the overall context. With that, there is also one more indicator which I created, which is a upgraded version of the trap buyer and seller inventory, is the zones. Okay, so these are the potential points, or I can use it as a text targets, and areas where I'm expecting again some responsive. So this is where I'm expecting responsive buying, and this is where I'm expecting responsive selling. And overall, if you see anything above 44.38 is where I'm seeing the buyers are the ones who are trapped. These are the zones where buyers are trapped. So if the price moves higher, I'm expecting these buyers to turn into supply and take the auction lower. Similarly, these are the areas where I'm seeing the sellers are trapped. So this is where I can expect responsive buying. Okay, so when the auction reaches this level, that's how I look at it, and combining it with the trapped inventory, this gives me potential areas of where I can look for some good buying and selling. So just to explain you again, what I have been sharing in this video is basically these are the zones where buyers are the ones which are trapped, and the small green and the big red, right? So these are the inventory levels, which gives me an areas that where who is trapped. Okay, so I use sometimes I use both of them whenever there is a confluence. So whenever there is a confluence between the market orders and the trapped inventory, for me this acts as a strong level. And if you see here, this is where exactly some reversal happened. Some trapped sellers, the sellers got trapped, and this is where I'm expecting some responsive buying. Similarly, this was the previous area, and I was expecting responsive selling, and it happened here. Okay, so this is an exhaustion level, so that's where I'm expecting momentum reversal. So price moved higher, and then we reversed. Okay, and the good thing is that this works on any time frame. So what I mean by that is, okay, before going to that, there is also other levels which I'm looking at, and these are my supply-o-meter and the areas where I am seeing big players coming in and accumulating their positions. Okay, so the ones which you see, these are small volume bars. Whenever I see big volume bars, basically this analyzes the order flow, and it is giving me hints that people, or basically as the price is moving lower, big players are starting to accumulate their positions. Okay, similar reaction was seen at this level. Similar reaction was seen at around this level. Okay, so to help me understand the context, it is very important to have a trade plan. Once you understand the context, then identifying the buying and the selling levels, and then you can just focus on executing it. Okay, so that's how I try to decode the market and analyze, and these are the levels and these are the zones. Okay, so yeah, so there are also more, like I also coded. So this is an AI which helps me to identify that big players have started to buy. So this I use it for dip buying, whenever the price, so once it comes here, right, whenever the price moves below this, those are the areas where I'm expecting some good amount of supply to get exhaust, and this can act as potential areas where I can start adding the positions. Okay, so this for me is also a level. Similarly, the other areas was at this level, then coming again at this level. Yeah, so multiple confluences with understanding the auction is helping me to identify the areas where the transactions are happening, who's winning the current auction, and where I can expect some responsive buying and responsive selling. Okay, apart from that, there is also a sentiment indicator. This helps me to understand what's the overall sentiment, and based on that, so if how I use it is, overall sentiment is down, so I look for exhaustion, I look for areas, and that's where I start to execute my trades. Okay, So the sentiment level and also the essential market levels. Okay, so these are also built on top of the inventory analysis. So what it does is it plots the areas where I can expect selling to come in and areas where I can expect buying to come in. Okay, and this is the median level. So overall, this is a bigger balance where I'm expecting some reaction. Based on the reaction, I'll be taking the trades, and this works on all time frame. The level is pretty consistent. Even on a 10-second chart, you will be able to spot this, but this is pretty consistent across any levels. So let me just go back, and this is an essential level where whenever the price, so I also extend this level, and this zone acts as level of resistance and support. Okay, and whenever I see the median, so the yellow line is the median line. Whenever the yellow line or the median line is coinciding with the sell or the buy level, that acts as a strong level. Okay, so this is a strong level of resistance where I'm expecting again responsive selling to come in. This is a strong level of support, and if you see here, that's exactly where the auction reversed. Okay, so again, a buy sell level is also a trading indicator which I use, and these are all I use it from intraday perspective. Okay, and here is another level where there is a strong support happening. So I'm expecting the auction to reach towards the 43.80 levels. Yeah, so similarly, so let me just hide the essential levels, and I also do the same analysis on the 30-minute chart. So this I'm combining with volume profile, and these are the zones where I'm seeing that the buyers or the buy inventory or the buyers are the ones who are trapped, and we also have a seller at this level. Okay, so I'm expecting again some choppiness, some range bound between 44.40 to 44.28. So this is that 10-point range where I'm expecting some choppiness and see the breakout happening on the upper end or at the lower end. But these are a couple of indicators which I use daily in my intraday, and this is the 3-minute chart, and how I use the accumulation where the big players came in, where I'm seeing trapped sellers or trap market orders coinciding with the areas, and also the supply-o-meter is also telling me that supply is shutting off and this is a good area to buy. So combining with supply-o-meter, the confluencing with the order flow and the trapped sellers, this is for the moment a good level of support. Okay, so that's how these are some of the indicators which I have coded, and in which I'm using it for all the markets. I also use it to trade Bank Nifty futures, and yeah. So thank you, and yeah. So overall, the plan for opening is, overall the sentiment is low. I'm seeing a lot of trapped supply lower. Overall, from the inventory perspective, I'm expecting the reactions, and these are the two areas where I'm expecting responsive buying and responsive selling. We already got responsive selling here, so that is what I'm expecting for tomorrow's open. Okay, so thank you, and do like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you. I do every day I'm live on YouTube sharing my analysis, so do come in, feel free to join the live sessions, and yeah, I'll connect with you there. Okay, thank you, take care, bye for now.